What's up? I guess. Oh, you guys are in Vidya. Where is my channel? There we go. Get to do it again. Always something. It's never quite perfectly smooth. Hey, Scott. Regenting.
Forgot about that scene from The Thing. That was so bad. He tries to defibrillate the guy and his chest opens up and then just basically eats his hands.
Yeah.
That was what that was from?
Yeah. That would be a good variation on a mimic.
Corpse mimics.
Oh, Bill, once we get into
Fascinating.
the final mission in Destiny, you'll have to join us with D so that you can get the you get a free exotic.
Yeah,
It's
I need
free.
To, I still need to finish out that legend as legendary.
That's what I mean. Like if you can finish, you only have to do the mission with us, and then you should be able to get the the exotic.
I did not have the emotional energy for that one.
Emotional damage.
Oh, it was bad. I think I went through 50 deaths before I called it.
Yeah, that's rough. I think D was slamming his face against the wall for one of them too.
I watched a little bit last night.
I didn't get
Yeah.
to tell you this, D. That mission that we were on last night, the one with the guy who was smearing us a bunch.
Yeah.
Turn on that camera. I was playing with Bill a few last week, was it? On the exact same mission, and you know how when you die, there's that timer before the game like kills everybody.
Yeah.
We were on the last phase. We both died once, and like he was getting low, and Bill happens to get swiped by something, and so it's counting down, and I just unleash all of my stuff. Like I use my super, I use my
Last
rocket.
stand.
Yeah,
He got
it.
it.
was the last stand.
He got it on 1 second left. I was watching the ticker. It hit from 1 and it was going to 0. You could just see like the digits going to 0 and then it dies. And Ken and I are just staring at it going,
Yeah, we all freaked out.
Nice.
It was a.
I have
definitely a
I have
camera
not
moment.
seen that in so long. That whole little like, it wasn't even a last second kill. It was like, just
It was.
Nice.
It was really cool.
It's what we call clutch.
Yes, I was
Extreme clutch.
punching. Yeah.
By
I think
clutch-
I had 2 rockets left, and like I had my super, and then I had to switch out to my like primary at the very end there.
Yeah, that would
Oh,
be
it
enough
had
to
me.
like make you inhale through your asshole your girded loins. Just like whoop.
I'm not saying that happened, but I did clutch my pearls.
Oh, D, you're showing as currently streaming
Yeah.
on the casually hardcore.
Yep.
You like
Yep.
your status automatically changed and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because
They
of the
told
role
me
they
not
put
to
on there.
advertise them too much, but yeah.
That's so cool.
And
they
Stannis
told
chat
they
stream.
told Ken to tone it down. That's impressive.
Right.
Well, they didn't tell me to tone it down. It's just like, well, no, we don't.
Hey,
really
you
do
don't
one
need to do this.
every dime. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. This is
Need
fine.
to do what?
the advertising.
Oh, the advertising.
Yeah, he's just hyping me up behind the scenes constantly.
Well, I didn't know what the rules were, so
Yeah.
I was like, hey, this is the place where you shout out, and it's like, hey, he's streaming again.
Just the willingness.
Well, it's been really cool to see them jumping on your streams, though. Like, you've gotten 3 new subscribers, or, followers, and it's just really cool.
Yep.
Speaking of viewers, let me jump in there so I can be a viewer as well.
Just stacking it.
Bill, you have your computer is powerful enough. You should get on Twitch. Just mute the stream, like get it on there, just so you're a viewer.
We're padding my numbers.
Well, that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get that set up this weekend for D. I have something about technology this week. I don't want to deal with it.
Fair enough.
That's
Oh my god. This
fucking
cat.
fine.
Yes. Can you not open up the door?
Cat's answer is no.
I mean, he barges in like, boom, motherfucker, I'm here.
Kool-Aid cat.
And have we heard of anything from Drew?
Yeah, he's been talking.
Yeah,
He
I
said
think
he's coming. He might be a little late. He's putting the kids down.
Ah,
The 2-bullet sleep routine.
All right.
dude, there were so many gifs in here. What's that sign say on the dumpster fire one? What is it? Oh my god. It's fracking amazing. Ah. It's gonna be nuts tonight, I have a feeling.
At what point has our campaign not gone nuts? Off the rails, bonkers. How did we survive that? No, that's pretty consistent.
It's true.
Oh, I can't wait for D to get to that quest, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Just I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. Now you know what I was at like a month ago. Like when I finished, I was like, so cool. Oh, I can't tell anyone about it.
Well,
So that's
it's
why
going to be
the
recorded
second
too.
The interest was shown. The second interest was shown, I was all over it like a bad rash.
Yeah, we're so willing to spend money on each other just to get us into our own addictions. It's like, here, I'm not doing this alone anymore. Come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
First
why I knew
hit's
it was.
free.
It wasn't completely altruistic on on Ken's part when he did that, because it was more like, oh, is Ken getting lonely and wanting to talk about stuff? Yes.
Absolutely.
Shadows, kitty.
That's a dark kitty.
Yeah, that's the one that's always barging in.
Yep. I mean, he's just such an old man. He kicks down the door and goes, boom! Don't care.
I wish I had cat energy. I like to just walk into a room. Anything in here for me to eat or knock down? Nope. Fine. Screw you.
I'm out.
You know what? I'm gonna go take a nap.
Right.
What are you gonna do about it?
Fight me.
There is something to say about wanting to be reincarnated as a house cat.
Only if you can get to be the awesome house cat that is. Always in the hype. Drew! Where art thou, Drew? Poor kid's stuck in the toilet.
Hey, D.
Yeah.
Can we do a quick brain sesh real quick before we get into this? We never locked down what Thunderclash actually does.
We never knocked down what now?
Thunderclash. We didn't do.
It explodes.
Well, yes, thank you. Here, let me type that. It explode. DM say make everything go away.
Hey, but watching D play
Mm-hmm.
your Crayola friend the last couple of nights, I'm like, oh, is that the move? Oh, is
Yep.
that the move?
Yeah.
Like throw up the big shield. I was like, hey, I know
I
that move.
recognize that.
Yeah.
Now you
That's
have a
kinda
visual reference.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I couldn't help myself. I mean, it was going to happen eventually between one of the three of us.
Why
Some-
not?
So I mean, and warlocks would be amazing.
I have yet to get
I mean, there
into
was
my
that-
warlock.
D and Destiny thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
good
I
character
said that.
design is going to get emulated everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ladybug.
All right. So, what's the rank in your explodey
We-
boom boom phase?
We made
This is Ladybug.
exploding
Hello,
boom
Ladybug.
boom level. We made
Yeah,
we
she's a
made
sweetheart.
exploding boom boom, which I'm never going to be able to not say now. Or bid bada boom,
It goes on the character sheet. Explodey boom boom.
exploding boom boom, otherwise known as Thunderclash. We have 2 ranks in it.
2 ranks. Okay. Well, it's going to be... Oh, right. We also had to address a cooldown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Drew is hopping in. Let's see what he has to say real quick as well. Oh. Everybody's dropping in. Yeah, a little bit late. Okay, I see. That's all right. We'll be able to start here anyway because he's trapped in his own mind. And your will right at the moment?
Will is 7.
7. Siete.
I love how the ominous music kind of coincides with Dee's thinking.
Yeah.
So damage is going to definitely be base of 30,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the fact that it's an explosion. So it's about 10 damage every 10 meters. So it kind of makes it work.
Okay.
So we'll have 30 base, but because of the fact that you have 2 ranks, we're going to say it has an extra 14. So it's your will times current rank that gives you the added damage. So that is how the rank ups will work.
Okay, so 30 base damage
Mm-hmm.
plus, will
Times rank.
times
So-
rank.
Yeah, in the power itself. So
Okay.
it will bounce up to 47 or 44 rather right now.
Okay. And cooldown is. Let's see. Yeah, that sounds about right. Cooldown. How many rounds did you want to make that?
Let's just do it as a D4. That's becoming one of my favorites. So you'll have to hold for a D4 rounds before it can pop again.
Okay, D4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So once I do it, I have to roll a D4.
Yep.
New rounds. Okay. D4 use again. Okay.
And like the area of effect, yeah, we're gonna put it out at it's gonna be about a 10-meter explosion. So 32 feet for the layman's.
Okay, so 10 meters is the.
It's the blast radius, yeah.
Okay. I'll just put that as range. Okay, so 10-meter radius. Let's put 10 rad. And would it have shock damage?
Yes.
write that out.
It's true.
Actually,
Shock,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
It would have shock as a part of it, but it's massive damage. It's massive
Oh,
damage and shock.
Okay, massive and shock.
Yeah.
How's it going, Drew?
Welcome, sir. I see you have your wily children under control, apparently.
And energy based.
You ever notice those states where they run and they're hyper as hell, and then all of a sudden they just...
Yeah.
People would ask me, "Do twins run in your family?" I'm like, constantly.
They don't stop.
Gentlemen, golf clap.
Mm-hmm.
Golf clap. I need to watch that movie again.
Garbage men.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for helping me with that.
No es problema. I think we got everything going here.
Okay. Were we
Oh,
as
yeah.
a melee attack? Yeah, that was melee.
Mm-hmm.
Energy-based melee. If I can spell melee.
I so dig that frickin' icon. I also really like it as the A in Shadows. Like, that was
Right? That was fun.
perfect. It's exactly how I want it to look now.
I like the eyes.
I really appreciate that you made that suggestion and that you like made me do it. Right? That you said it again and again so that I would do it, because I put it in there, and so I show Poppy and she's like, "Oh, that's cool, like it's binary." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, like that is also true."
Yeah.
Like reading of it like a D10,
Mm-hmm.
but then she's like, "Oh yeah, so it's binary." And I'm like, "Right, yes."
That's what it was.
How about we put underneath it in binary, you're fucked.
Get shadows. You're fucked. It's kind of like electrolyte. It's got
It'll-
one. It's great.
It'll be
Shadows. It's got what's
in metadata when someone goes to like copy the image for something. So the stream is like really weird. At least it is for me.
How so?
It
What are you seeing?
keeps. It's like looping.
Hmm.
I don't see any of that.
That is weird.
What do you mean? I'm listening to it right now. I don't hear any looping.
I don't know.
If you're talking about the, are you talking about the?
Oh, like it. So okay. So right now, this is what mine just. It's like jumping back, and then jumping to current. Like now it's showing you, Ken, you were like with your camera and your cat. Now Drew is not on the stream.
That's not happening to me.
That's so weird.
Are you just like
Wild.
going backwards in time?
He might be.
No, it's not going backwards in time.
It looks
Like
fine
this-
to me.
This is what it just showed this.
Interesting.
That's wild.
Steve's
Maybe
voice
maybe
in the
it's
deep
just.
baritone.
I wish that would happen.
Oh my
Have
gosh,
you-
that was the best ever.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Well, I like
Refresh.
the Twitch app. I prefer the Twitch app. I don't want to have to use the website. And but the Twitch website is like the app is going away.
Yeah, it is.
So I never have
Alright.
those issues on the app. But right now we've got 5 people watching. So
Yeah.
Hello, 5 people.
hello everybody.
Not 4 now.
Yes.
You said hi, and then
Oh,
welcome.
dang it.
To We're All Going to Die.
Our collective
Is
man
that
faces
the
scared them
is
away.
that the title of the episode, Drew?
I don't have a title. I'm completely out of blank on this one. I'm sorry.
this one could be a post naming. At least that's what I like to do typically. I try to name.
Kind of. It works if Ivar doesn't have the precognizance to have an episode because he's currently checked out of Hotel Ivar.
talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
I got-
but while
I got-
he's checked out, he's going through a metamorphosis. He blew all his IP and upped some of his base stats.
Yeah.
I think I left that in there last time we were discussing.
Yeah, because we got
He upped his empathy, his cool, his reflex, his body, and his danger sense.
Well, that's awesome.
So he's got time to think. He's been sent to the naughty corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to kick this off here because we left it at a cliffhanger for the last one, and
Yes.
it would appear that the Sightless One had managed to find where you were all located, made a threat. Riv lost her fucking mind and decided she was gonna go to Pound Town on his face, leaping up the stairs while Void was trying to warn her against it.
Oh, that's right. It was like freeze frame. Like
Yeah.
Yep,
She's coming at him.
coming at you.
anime
Tonight's
style.
chapter is going to be titled "Lost Her Cool."
All right. Well, given the fact that the group is going to be highly aware of when shit hits the fan, so I'll just have everybody roll that combat sense now. See where we're at.
Is Ivar even rolling combat sense?
You're always last anyway, so it never matters. the combat paralysis always makes you last.
Because I'm initiating the combat, that's kind of rare, isn't it? Like normally people come at us. Do I get any kind of
You're
advantages
just
from
gonna
there?
pause in the air while the rest of us take our moves, and
Well,
then you'll
It's like I
finish.
guess
So-
I'm not first. It's like oh.
Well, so the thing about that is that what's happening here is that the initiative is working exactly the way that I always see it in my head, which is you're both trying to get a hit off or trying to do something in particular, like simultaneously. You're trying to get your punch off, and he's trying to basically not get hit, or he's trying to counterattack in some fashion or another, which is why the initiative stays like perfect for this. All right.
I'll take that.
How are you guys so high?
Well, Scott, many states have legalized marijuana.
Freaking Oregon.
And then Oregon has decided to, go
Yeah.
a little further.
Got the mushrooms.
Mushrooms are legal up there?
Yeah.
They are in the process of becoming legal. Yeah,
Wow.
like as prescription.
No. I guess I just here. Actually, this one will be better for now.
You guys have higher intelligence, don't you? And I'm trying to figure out why is my combat sense 15 or 17?
It's mine right now. I have my reflexes at 13 because of my power suit that I'm wearing,
Oh,
so that helps. And
Wait a
then
second.
I have 5 ranks in it right now.
How is combat sense calculated?
it's a skill.
Reference or it's reflex and intelligence.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a skill.
Ivar's intelligence is 10 and his reflex is 8.
So you'd be whatever the rank is plus 8, and then I think 10 would make it so that the synergy bonus is what, 5?
4.
Oh, you know what? He's never gotten a rank in it. He's at rank 0.
That would be it.
Oh, so you don't get synergy from that.
Yeah, no synergy.
You're asynergistic.
Yeah, no.
Dysergy? I don't know what that works.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay, so you're come blasting out from where that's at.
Yeah,
He ends up ejecting backwards as you're coming up the steps. So he'll end up flying back. And so to make sure that the scene is fully clear for everyone, you guys had gone inside of what looked to be a very dilapidated building and had gone into a floor access point to an underground bolt hole. that enabled you guys to kind of be concealed. And it would appear that, because the wide ground structure of this has the support beams and everything to keep it held up. There's some debris around, but there's no real people. So it's kind of a wide open space that everyone can kind of interact in, with having these support structures laid out in even intervals throughout. And it's also fairly dark, given the fact that it's a wide area to cover. It was one of the more not quite industrial, but definitely like one of these larger office buildings that never really either got finished or became condemned as a result of some kind of fallout. But that is basically the arena that you're going to be in. So when you come bursting out from underneath that whole thing, he's just shifting, sliding backwards, and he has that same wide grin on his face. Of course, nothing but the slight dents where eyes should be, as opposed to having any kind of socket or anything, but he still feels eyes directly on you.
Creepy.
Yeah, that he is. Creepy as fuck. Okay.
Oh, and Ken Still's going first. I like it. The dice are
Dice
part
made
of it.
sure it was part of it. Yeah.
Yep.
The dice, they like to tell a story. They really do.
Yeah, so because Riv is acting in such an impulsive way, I'm basically going to give her the chance to kind of do a strike. He's going to hold off, because he wound up with a huge initiative on this. But he's going to hold off.
He was
But yeah,
he was ready for me, I guess.
well, yeah, because he was planning on doing... he was planning on doing this somehow or another. He just didn't know exactly how until this moment showed up. So, Riv, it's you. He's basically just standing back, probably 10, 12 feet from where you're at now, just sitting there kind of in a lazy but definitely combative stance.
Like, he's looking for like martial arts type combat.
He's just waiting to see what she's going to do. He's very amused.
Riv's
Yeah.
got the judo skills.
Yeah, I do actually, but
Mhm.
let's see here. She used the power, but she's not going to activate it. Like, she used one of her runes, but she doesn't actually activate it. She drops it immediately. So she's just gonna go straight full frontal. Like, no
no technique,
strategy.
just a full bull rush.
God, I
It's
feel
a
like that
gut,
should be the
like-
title. Full frontal.
It's your gut though, right? It's like your pure.
That's the thing. So one thing that
Info.
happened when she made her her rush is that she currently has super strength and granite skin activated. So she is
Freight
she
train.
has she has so much faith in herself right now that she actually activates that true faith.
Yes.
She actually is. It's combining with the gauntlets and putting together to actually put off of that aura, which is, I would imagine, not common for people to have faith in just themselves. Normally, it's a higher power, and she is the higher power right now.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, is there in line of sight between her and her target? Is there any debris or anything?
No, I mean, like, he's just standing, like, he's right there within combat readiness. And so if you're going to go for that strike, rick 'em roll 'em.
I'm gonna go for like full on. Just I have melee mastery, so I'm gonna just
Yeah. You're going in for the
cross
flurry
strike.
of blows, dude.
Yeah. So I guess I'll do 2 of those.
Let her rip, Tater Chip. Nice, Scott. Well done.
So that's my 2 melee strikes.
Wow. Very nice.
Dang.
If they hit, they will hurt.
Those are like barrack numbers. Nice. It's obscene
All it took
shooting.
was to have
Get
you
to
know.
that mid-30s.
yeah.
Oh,
Close this up just a little bit so I can see what's going on here. There we go.
He's definitely in bruiser mode right now because like she's not super fast, but like if she connects, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least you're gonna
So
feel it.
this is gonna be interesting because you come at him with these like furious strikes, wanting to do as much damage as humanly possible. When you throw the first punch, it is utterly and completely countered. Of course, it causes some kind of like a hissing sound whenever he makes direct contact with you, but he ends up just doing this very swift maneuver, causing you to lose your balance, completely flip and topple over. You hit hard enough that the concrete cracks underneath your own weight and the force of his throw, but the second kick that you throw up as a result, so he manages to completely counter and throws you to the dirt, and then your foot comes up and cracks him right in the skull. So
With that true
That's cool.
faith.
yep. Your damage.
How do I even calculate just fist damage?
It's usually
my
going to be your
hand?
body, first of all. It's your straight body. Are you using the new sheet or the old one?
It's the old one, version 2.
Version 2? Alright, so your
Yeah.
body's what?
It's 33 right now.
Okay, and then what's your rank in martial art?
My rank of martial art it's currently 3.
3? So you're doing 36 damage every hit with that whole thing. Which is enough to
We wrote
splatter it.
down-
Huh?
Yeah. We wrote down attack bonus for Jujutsu is 24.6. So you have some calculation there.
Right, it's because of the fact that it has to always kind of measure out. Yeah, you just have to change it to where it doesn't have that decimal. Oh, here we go. Boop. Yeah, so you rock his world. He just...
Say 34 damage?
Yeah, 34 damage for your fisticuffs attacks. So anytime you do kicks, punches, shit like that, you know, if you do anything that's considered to be a hold or a grapple, trying to do damage in the same way, same thing. Just perpetual damage of the same time. Yeah, so the foot comes up. You hear a thunderous crack. I need you to make a will essence check, though.
Okay, what's the target?
Good question. I'm gonna pull back down here. Diddle-diddle-it.
Let's see. Explode 10. Explode 10, fail 1, target what?
I think it's just an opposed, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So it's gonna be target 10. Oh my
I'm gonna use luck to boost
What is
3
that,
of
Bill?
those.
I don't know, but I went with the whole fisting thing.
Oh my god.
It was legitimately the most tamed one you could find in the gifts. So let's just go with that. You may do your searches otherwise.
So 4 degrees of success.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
You really, really wanted to fist him.
Well, and I'm actually as far as role playing wise, the reason that she's being attacked mentally or with her will, her true faith is kicking in
Oh
at
my
this
god,
point.
Bill.
Like it came
Yeah.
through, and she's like, no, and she fights it off. I imagine. I don't know if 4 is enough, but if it is, then she fights it off. If it isn't, then something else happened.
Again, Drew's choice is still tamer than most of the other ones.
I
This
know
is true.
him. I
Yeah.
went to school with his sister.
Oh wow.
Small world.
So, all right. You've made your contact. Like I said, you kick him hard, and he ends up having to like restabilize. He has to restabilize
Nice.
his footing in order to be able to enable himself the ability to like stay in. So he goes into a wider stance, kind of holds himself out. You can see where the impact is kind of like smoking off the forehead from where he made it, but you don't see any like visceral external damage. However, there is something else that's going on. You can feel a slight burn going on your arm and on your leg. There is about 10 points of just... What's your armor, though?
Where?
Like your armor.
My armor or like
Leg
where?
and your arm.
Okay.
Sorry, I
both of
misunderstood.
them- Yeah.
Your legger and your armor.
Yeah, the armor, it should be the same across the board, though, right?
Yeah, except for the head. So if you'd said the head, it would have been different. 149.
Okay, 149. Wow. Yeah, you feel like a subtle. You see something happening to the actual material. There's something that's going on with it. You can't really determine what it is, but it doesn't look good. While you're examining that, he decides to rebut and come flying right for you. All right. So he's coming in. It looks like he's just putting this into a singular strike. Go ahead and make your defense. You can use your martial art or...
Can I counterattack?
Well, yeah,
like,
I mean, if you get
dodge, I just want to take it.
Well, I mean,
That's
you can parry.
On, like...
You can parry without doing counterattacks. You can just do that, or you can just stand there.
Yeah. You can
It's up to you.
take it on the
You know
chin.
what? No, actually, she's gonna be strong enough in her own. She's just gonna be like, okay,
like
I
very
did you
Colossus.
did
Like,
me.
okay,
come at me, bro.
I like it.
So yeah, not dodging.
Wow.
I'm just taking it. I mean, she's gonna try grappling, I guess. Like, so I should do something. Like, she's not gonna just like literally take it on the face, but can she try holding or grabbing his hand before it like hits? Or just,
Yeah,
like,
you have to make a defense check. If you get a high enough, like if you go high enough above him, then you're gonna be all right.
What do you guys think? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to roleplay this properly because she's in a state where she's fully impulsive. She's feeling pretty good about herself right now.
I mean, I could see you doing like a little bit of like trying to catch the hand.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's
like
kind of what I was thinking.
And just like crush or like haha whatever.
Yeah.
Or like the
well, it's she's angry. She's distraught right now because for whatever reason, her sugar daddy is dying on the toilet.
Well, if you had asked her, she would say that she was mad because she couldn't do anything. Normally, she's able to do something.
Yeah, she feels powerless, and so she's doing what anybody does in a powerless situation. She is just throwing a tantrum.
Pretty much.
And she's finding that whenever one throws a tantrum, you tend to be a little stronger than you actually are. And so here's a fight. Blow's coming at you. You're going to try and stop it. I think that is the right call.
What would I be? Was that a martial arts check or just a melee check again?
No, that's martial arts.
Okay.
Because you're engaged in a hand-to-hand fight right now, like a full skillful one. So.
All right, that's the result for her defense.
All right.
Or to catch.
He is
catch those fists.
only a hair faster than your ability to restrain it. You're bringing your hand up like this, and it glides right in between the thumb and forefinger, and he comes cranking that around. Now, the blow is heavy enough that it actually sends you hurtling really hard towards the outer wall there. You end up bouncing and bashing off of one of the support beams and tumbling around right up against one of the walls are, just below some like broken out windows. Of course, the strike itself doesn't seem to have done much, but again, I need that will save again.
Yep. Oh, not 1d10, 8d.
His punches are emotional damage.
What's the target? Same thing as before?
Same as before, yep.
Oh, good God, okay. It didn't like something I did.
Oh, my God. The dice are angry at you for some reason.
Oh, it's maybe capital E?
I think it's
Label question mark parts.
I've never seen that error. What the hell?
Oh, damn.
I'm going to boost
That was a capital E.
the 1 to the 2, so it's not a straight fail.
All right.
Luck -1. And luck spell is 4.
All right. So you're kind of sitting up. Of course, you don't really feel worse for wear. You can see chipping on that pole that you smacked into, on that beam rather. You can see where that chipped off. The problem is that you can see the suit itself is beginning to degrade. Something is causing it corrosion. And you can see this time it's way worse. It's hitting your helmet, it's hitting the top part of your chest, your neck, and that kind of stuff. And it kind of lasts in there for a little bit before it finally dissipates. But he's doing something. And you can tell that it's actually causing something to him as well, because you can still see that steam bursting off of his... Anytime he makes contact with you, it's one of those things where it's almost like he's not quite hitting you, but the contact is causing him damage. So the both of you are kind of doing something similar to each other.
He's got true faith on as well, but he has no faith in you. True
Oh my
doubt.
god, there's a new power. No faith.
No faith.
You just...
Jaded.
It's almost...
Despair.
That's a character I wanted to make called the
Gen X.
Unbeliever.
Oh,
Because he doesn't believe in anything. Things
I
don't
like
affect
it.
him. You can get shot. Well, I don't believe in the bullet.
yes.
There's
That's
actually
like
a
the
storybook with a
SCP,
character who has that exact power. In fact, what do they call it? Like
I
Jane
like
the
it.
Unbeliever. And her problem is that if she decides that you don't exist or if she doesn't believe in you, you wink out of existence. That is her power.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's like
That's
solipsism to the
Um,
extreme.
Yeah, I can't remember what book it was from, but so
Welcome to Shadow's Literary Club and Philosophy.
So you get smacked down, and he's still kind of like doing that follow through. The grin gets a little bit bigger. He's just like, good. I was hoping it wasn't going to be easy. He happens to snap to his left as Dreyfus is barreling out of the stairway, beating pretty much everybody who's running up the same steps at the same time. His armor is fully activated. I gotta check his. Yeah, he is not happy about this. There we go. That's easy enough. Ooh. Where's your... There it is. Cool. And so after he makes that comment, Dreyfus comes right out and you can hear the reverberating voice come out of the armor. I think it's time for you to die now. Like, just straight up matter of fact. Okay, we're gonna take those two and boost those. God damn, dude. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Yeah. And then something uncharacteristic, which nobody's had a chance to see yet, because he actually moves to the right, allowing access out for the rest of you that are coming out, because Agent X is coming up next. You see him hold his hand out to the side.
To the right, Gravis?
Dravis, yeah, so that you guys can move through,
Okay.
because Agent X is coming up right after him, and you're right behind him there, Barrick, because you guys are all moving up that way. But when X, you're coming up that way, you see him hold his hand out in this kind of clawed motion. There's this fulminating energy that is building up in the palm of his hand, and it starts to swell inward. There's even a pop of atmosphere as it begins to absorb that energy up. He just gives it a good lob, and it just bolts straight for his target.
So, with my sprint speed of 114 meters,
You'll be able to catch up to him very easily from where he's standing.
can I get in front of, essentially in front of Riv and cast bubble and fuck it, barricade at the same time?
Yes, you'll be able to intercept when it gets down to that point, yeah.
Okay.
I marked all this stuff in here.
Because you basically X just walks
There it
in, assesses the situation, and goes, awkward.
When he launches this bolt of energy, it's a softball size of what looks to be pure white light. When he launches that out, it actually leaves this like nasty trail in the retina of your eye as it goes flying across, like it just kind of does a minor burn. Welcome to die.
Good job. Okay, good job. Here, you got that one, Scott. That's all you.
Yeah?
X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
Nice. Also, welcome in, Kobe. This blast nails this dude, but let's see what happens here if it actually works. The bolt hits, there's a slight gust of wind, and you can see the total dissipation of that magical force. It just completely evaporates. Of course, you know, Draves is kind of standing there with his head, he cocks his head a little bit, he's like, okay. And then materializes his rune lock, and
Yes. Dodge this.
Alright, X, you're up, sir. You're moving to basically be between Riv and your enemy here, which is like, again, it's not going to be hard because Riv is quite a bit of a distance down out of the way, so she's not
Okay.
but you can definitely go in between it. And
We're not like in the doorway.
Okay, so the shot has been, it's dissipated at this point.
Right, his bolt dissipated, he drew his rune lock, and now you're up.
Okay, so Rib's okay.
Riv looks like she's getting up, yep.
Okay, so he's sprinting, and all of a sudden he just kind of jumps. So he's got a 29-meter jump. So you just see him jump, and you just kind of, as he's passing Riv just hears the, systems have fully updated from new variants. Variants acquired. And then you just see his eyes start to spark with lightning. And lightning just starts to go between his, like, as he's moving faster and jumping, you just see, like, that red energy that he was apparently infected with.
Yeah.
With the last boss fight.
Yeah.
His subsystems have basically made it his own. So he's gonna jump up in the air, and we're gonna test out
Explodey boom boom.
Explodey boom boom. Explodey boom boom.
Crash. Dude, that'd be great if he screamed that when he was going over. Like his emotions get activated. It's like thunder crash.
Okay, so it's gonna take 4 rounds before he can do this again. Shit.
All right.
I like the D4 concept, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I found the gift for you.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's the thunder crash.
Oh my god, we have to wait for this.
Whoa!
Oh, you're gonna post.
Yeah, boom.
Yep, that's, but like it's like a, yeah, it looks like that red infected light or lightning
Nice.
that was when the last boss fight. So he's not gonna do Guard of the Rhino. He's gonna take it at an angle.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna do that. So I think that's gonna be, it's a melee damage. So we're going to run. What's my melee? Melee's 20.
Yep.
Wait, not rank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he's also playing. He's playing on a 3-point. He's playing on a 3.5 sheet as well, so his numbers will look lower.
Well, no. I thought that you meant like you had 20 ranks in melee. I'm like, wait, what?
So,
Dropping 100 IP just to level 1.
So 20. So he's going to use one of his melee attacks to do the Thunder Clash,
Okay.
and then we'll wait on his last few actions once if or when he makes contact.
Okay.
Jesus. That last one. God damn.
I don't-
You got
Wow. All right. So. You go side, you juke to the left, right? Do a minor zigzag, and then you come out from an awkward angle, launching yourself straight at him. There is sort of a sense of like power in your chest that goes out throughout the entire body, and you go into sort of a diving. You end up in sort of basically a diving pose of a sort, and go hurtling towards him like a straight-on missile. And where he is, he just kind of like, he's watching this happen, and you're swirling with that power. Everybody else gets to see it kind of corkscrew around him as he's going through the air. There is a huge cacophony of noise. So, Barrick, when you're coming up, he's just making grounding impact where the Sightless One used to be. And right before that impact, Agent X, you actually see him look at you and just do this grin, and he does this short dematerialization. You make impact. The explosion's pretty impressive. It actually causes the upper level that you're in here to crack and tremor for a little bit, and then all of the major concrete flooring here is just busted to pieces. There is a compression of air that goes wide out like this. So again, Barrick, when you're coming up, you hear that noise, and you're like whoosh, like this with this huge amount of air pressure just hitting you in the face.
There goes our base.
So how far away is he from H and X at this point?
Did he just like apparate? Is it BAMF?
Kind of. He basically pulled a Nightcrawler, just transported himself out of range.
Okay.
But he's still visible, and
He's still visible.
oh yeah,
Is
he's
he
still
within
down here.
Is he still within 8 meters?
Within 8 meters? Yeah, just barely
Okay.
so. Mhm.
So he's
Splash damage.
Blink. Well, the splash damage missed him because he's out of the range. But because it's a 10 meter. Oh, actually, it's a 10 meter radius, blast radius. So he did get hit with it.
Yeah,
He's within 8 meters. He got hit with it.
yeah, he
so
just
he
didn't take
takes-
the brunt.
Okay, so shock and massive damage. 44 didn't take the brunt.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're going to use one of my ranged attacks because
Yeah,
classified blink as a ranged.
I want.
So you just see like the cannon go like
one.
this, but all of a sudden instead of a shot,
Yeah,
X just disappears.
Oh.
He-
Anything
so
you can do, I can do better.
So he blinks, and he wants to blink just a little bit behind him, and then he's going to
Nothing personal, kid.
nothing personal.
I got you, Scott. I was in your
So
head.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a will check. So that's 7d10, explode 10, fail 1, target 8.
Dang.
4 degrees of success.
all right.
Nice.
What was the attack
So-
specifically that you were pulling off, or was this just for the?
Drew, you got to do two.
Oh, he's so basically he's hitting, sees him blink out,
Yeah,
sees him Nightcrawler, and then he goes, cocks his head and goes, "Ah, they always like to run." And then he blinks. And then when he's in range, he's going to use his last 2 melee attacks and his last 2 ranged attacks. So he's basically going to do claw, injector, and then claw.
okay.
Because he's
He
going
has
to
so many
scratch at him,
attacks.
see how he reacts and moves. And
How do you
wherever
have
he
4
moves,
attacks?
he
Melee
has
thing.
3 melee and 3 ranged.
But how?
Because
Melee
of ranged master and melee master.
Melee master.
Like 4 times?
Well, so you always have 1 attack per round. You always have 1, and then he just beefed up his advantages for both those things 3
Goodness.
more times. Yeah.
Wow, I should get Melee Master more.
Melee master is,
Yeah,
is
this is-
probably one of my favorite
Yeah.
skills.
The melee
And-
master, ranged master, those are how you guys get your super brawls. And really do your DPSing. Like, it really matters.
1d. Okay, let's roll 1d10 plus. Okay, so we're going to do the first Orbital Talon. Okay, let me just do something real quick because I don't want to type that out again. Oh my god, did I just do that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so that's his melee attack. So we'll just do his melee attacks. This other melee attack is the last melee attack.
Yeah.
And it's not 26, it's 24. Whoa.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway. So
Still,
29
so it's
so 29 feet, he's basically he pops up behind him. So he's got surprise and ambush.
Yep. Well, he's
So
got
surprise
surprise.
hand-
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got surprise, and he's going to claw once, see how he moves. If he's not going to move because of the surprise, he's going to blast off at basically close range with the plasma injector, and then claw him again.
Okay. I mean, you end up letting off this whole series of attacks. It goes claw, which rakes him across the back. He flips around to see where you're at, takes 2 shots directly chest and head, and then takes the next claw again before he's even able to stop the assault from, coming to a close, sending him whirling back towards where Barrack is going to be coming out of. So he had teleported out and away from the entrance, and you basically blinked behind him and knocked him back towards it. So you're kind of keeping him in the parameter here.
That was the goal. He takes 100 damage.
What's the AP
From
on
all
your
the-
claws, and what's the AP on your cannon?
So you have AP Mundane, AP Magic, and Scorch damage, +1 to all pain penalties for the Plasma Injector.
Okay,
And Orbital Talons has AP 5.
there we go. Where are my dice at? There they are. I want you to roll a Will Essence check, sir, if you would.
Okay. So Will is 7, so 7d10.
Yeah, it's 70-10, and it's going to be a target 10.
Oh, yay.
12,
Every time we touch him.
16.
No touchy.
So lesson learned,
That's,
no touchy.
So,
that's my philosophy.
No touchy.
Okay, so we're going to...
Puts on the rubber gloves. And
What
goes,
would I need to... What,
You guys know.
so I do have Lucky.
Contaminated.
So that would mean to bump those up to 10s, that would be 4?
Yeah,
4 luck?
yeah.
Okay. So he's at 4 luck currently. So he got 2 degrees of success.
Okay. And your armor then?
Armor is 35, resilience 18, integrity 85.
Okay, I need you to make a resilience check for the first time ever.
Oh, we're testing your system.
Welcome to playtesting live in
What do
combat.
you want me to roll for you?
You have to roll a D100. And
Oh,
the
D100.
result has to be it has to meet or roll lower than your resilience score, whatever that might be.
You mean the integrity?
Integrity, yeah, whatever the percentage is.
Okay, so it's got to be
Sorry, yeah,
below
integrity.
85%.
Integrity.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. I've been waiting for this
You
actually.
should roll your D100.
We're good.
Yeah, your
Okay.
big metal one.
Yeah, I've got that over here on my shelf.
It falls and hits the ground. The house just dips.
Yeah, it weighs like close to 3 pounds. It's ridiculous. All right,
If
yeah.
you ever need some cash, just melt it down for currency. pure tungsten or something.
Right.
Okay. And then what was the natural armor that you had there, Bill? I can't remember.
Natural armor is 35.
35? Okay. You don't feel pain, but you can see that same corrosion kind of happening on your, on your claws and on the hand for a moment. You're not sure where that's coming from, but you do see it.
He signals over comms.
Yeah.
As it says, physical contact causes corruption. Assessing damage.
I've been trying to tell these guys that for months.
Okay. So, Barrick, again, explosion. You see some rapid fire hits going off to your right at an angle, basically at your 2 o'clock as you're coming out of the actual, out of your holding area. Then the then the rolling body of your target comes flopping back into view within about 20 feet of where you're standing. He ends up rolling to a slide stop, kind of looks down at himself, and then swirls to where you're at with, again, just kind of getting like he's becoming more battle lusty as things are going on, as you guys are battering him around. It's your show, though. Your attack, sir.
Okay, so I have. You said 20 feet.
Yeah, he's within 20 feet of you.
That sounds like blunderbuster range.
Everyone's just pulling out the stops.
I'm so happy you love the shotgun, Scott. That's my gift
I
to you.
do. It's an elegant weapon for putting holes in things.
Nice one, Bill. I appreciate this.
Oh my god.
I had to find the one that was closest to Barrick.
Wait, what? I can't. Oh, yeah, well, I am thinking about the Ripper Claws, but I don't want to touch them.
Well,
So, that crush damage in there, everything is good. So, yeah, Barrick's gonna just, hello,
Yep.
and as he gets served on a platter, sliding into range, he's, I've got
You can totally
3
combo this,
shots.
by the way, because you can literally drill out, because you have ranged master up to what, three attacks, 4 attacks?
3. I have
Three.
3.
I mean, you could pop 2 standard rounds, do the flip, and then come back with the 2 and just drop both rockets.
That's yeah. That's why I was thinking Blunderbuster. So,
Oh, and one other thing, and I'm gonna beg you to do this. I want you to make like, do you have athletics?
yeah, yes.
Okay, so if you
Very
do the 2
much.
pop shots, do the swirl, and then leap straight backwards past everything else and launch the soft rockets, it'll put you out of range by the time they hit, and
Okay.
look kind of badass. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, like where the spacing is, because
Yeah, you don't want to be within 20 feet when those guys soft
Yeah.
pop. So
And Scott, you just hear over your comms as well, private comms,
Yeah.
4. And then you just imagine like him going pew pew.
Yeah. So I'm Blunderbuster with sunflower shells.
yeah,
And
God, that's sick.
so that is
I love that goddamn shotgun.
right.
It's my fave.
4 plus 28. So first 2 shots. 35-34 with the regular shotgun part. And
Okay.
then athletics with a 40.
Woo!
I have a plus 35 athletics to jump back and
Hero
then
landing. Hero landing.
rocket 1, rocket 2, and I'll explode that first one.
Sounds good.
Should be a 31.
So you fire the first shot. He ends up managing to just kind of shift himself just enough, which is weird because you actually recognize some of the movement there from your own techniques, and
Oh, nice.
he ends up shifting just subtly, so the slug goes by. The second shot, on the other hand, hits him in the chest, causing him to kind of do this backing up thing. You fire the 2 rockets, you can hear, but you go spring, and you're going at a parallel to the ground and let him off, but you do the slide whip as it comes straight up, and before
Yeah.
you're actually feeling gravity starting to take you back down again, the 2 soft rockets launch right out, and you can't really see what happens directly on contact, but the explosion is ear-popping because they're just huge. Of course, Riv, thank goodness that you were knocked so far away in a sense, because you're just seeing the explosions.
We're not meant to fight indoors. Like, that's
No.
the thing. X and I should be outdoors. Big Pokemon arena. The fans behind
Really?
glass.
And cold brew coffee is amazing.
I was
Oh,
talking
wow.
about how Scott always talks about his cold brew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bada boom.
It's how I reward myself at the end of the day by making it, and then I have it for the next day.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. So you're basically now in a cloud of debris, smoke, and something else. Your ears are actually doing just fine, so you're actually taking sense. I want you to make a combat sense check there, Scott. Same thing with Agent X. Riv, you too, because you're going to be paying attention, impulsive or otherwise. Okay.
So-
Now,
And so the sunflower shells are slugs are 55 each, and the rockets are 95 each.
it's good shit.
Ooh.
Riv is very aware.
Hyper focus, I guess.
Yeah. 23, 29. Yeah, very aware
What's,
for Riv,
well,
and
Let's do a flash check over to
21.
Drew. What's going on? With
Well,
Ivar?
Ivar's next anyway. He's next on the queue here.
Oh, okay.
so
Okay. I was hoping you weren't doing a new round.
no. Are you kidding me? I don't leave people behind.
I don't know, but for some reason, I think the music should change when we go inside
It
Ivar's
was
head.
actually.
Da, 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 da.
It was going to change.
I was hoping the do 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 do, but
Well, Ivar's got the Wii menu, the Wii lobby.
D, do you want to start it off with what's going on, or would you like Ivar to?
Well, presently you're kind of you're stuck in that same mode, like trying to get basically to that little drop of liquor that you had there right beforehand, still kind of preoccupied on that. But you found yourself in a slightly more meditative element, and right now what pops into existence is Void. He comes shuffling into this place, and you can see him looking around. He's like, of course, I hate this place. He comes walking up to where you're stuck stationary.
So I take it Ivar is aware of him.
Yes, and he walks directly in front of you so you can see him. All he says is, I can hear your thoughts. You can speak to me.
Where are we?
We're in the cavern of where we used to be imprisoned inside of the Super Geode. Before we were broken out.
Where is Ivar?
He's still here.
Just a quick awareness. Is
Yep.
Ivar, he wants to know, in his own sort of mental meditative state, is Ivar aware that this is in his head? That this is a mental attack?
Well, roll
on
a
him
sanity
versus...
check and find out.
Do you want to go sanity? Oh, it's a sanity check, not
Yeah.
a...
Yeah, because that's a matter of sanity. If you can determine where the hell you're at. Determining your reality from fiction is very important, so that would be sanity all the way.
So it's what am I rolling for that? It's a D100, right?
Yep, D100. You have to either meet or roll under your sanity as it is current.
Well, my sanity is 95, so...
And that means you've got a good chance, unless you do that.
Damn. You hit it. Which
We're
means
winning.
we quit it.
Oh shit, 99.
Yeah.
99's a special number.
Yes, it is.
Please take it away. Allow us to know, where's Ivar's sanity right now?
Well, at this point, it is kind of fluctuating. You've been sort of stuck inside of your own realm for a while. You don't know how long you've been in this place. It kind of flips back and forth between being in your mind or just in this room or talking to hallucinations. Nothing's really real, And, you kind of get confronted with that same spiritual axiom, being told that nothing's truly real, that it's all a simulation anyway. So it's almost as if you care very deeply and there are senses of things trying to tug at you that seem to be very, very panicked, and yet you're also at the same time utterly incapable of maintaining any kind of thready thought that is going to root you here.
So if I have it straight, like everything's yelling at Ivar, this is what's going on, but in his head he can't hold on to it long enough to realize it, so he's kind of it's all right.
Yeah.
And so he could be in a hallucination, he could be in reality, he is totally in the movie, in the TV show Moon Knight. Got it.
Still haven't seen that episode
Easy
either.
Preference.
Oh, I watched the episode today and was like, oh, this is what I...
But Ivar thinks he's actually in the TV show Moon Knight.
Exactly. So Ivar just looks up and goes, huh, I've never seen you in my hallucinations before. How are you doing, little girl?
Void just kind of takes a look at you and you're kind of fluctuating. Imagine reality strobing, flickering between one thing to the next, to your actual body, to this place and everything else, and it's all mixing together. But for whatever reason, you're just not... The calm part of you is just kind of letting the crazy through, and you're not holding on to anything else. And what's funny is that Void is sharp. He is 100% there. There is a certain kind of sense of... Yeah. He's
So
like,
there's a clarity with him,
right.
so that Ivar is focusing on him, and he's like, very interesting. Do you know what is going on?
I do. You are trapped inside chaos and experiencing it firsthand, but somehow or another, still mentally in one piece. He actually grabs what seems to be a part of what your mind might be, I guess. You're not really sure. But he kind of takes it and he seems to hold it in his hands like, fascinating. Probably the only human I've encountered so far that can handle madness at this level.
This is madness? This is not madness.
This is dire madness.
What Ivar would like to do right now is sort of a tactics and occult roll. What Ivar would like to do, since he is sitting in chaos, and my thought has been on this over the last week, Ivar's powers come from studying the divine, which is nothing more than the ordering of chaos.
Is that even fully visible? Almost. Well, actually, it is.
There's the chaos right there. What's that? How's that?
All right. Yeah, I apologize. Minorly distracted. So, say again.
No, what I was going to say is Ivar wants to just do an occult roll along with a tactics roll to find out that though he's in this chaos, my general thought is he would be comfortable with it because almost in his studies of the occult, he almost knows that somewhere in there's a way to get out of this. He just, in his blah, blah, blah state.
Right.
So first will be his occult, and the second will be his tactics to figure out what he does with it.
While you're in the midst of trying to do these things, Void is coming closer to you. He's like, Ivar, you're still connected to tangible reality somehow. I need you to focus. And you're putting this whole thing into tactics. You're like, you know, I think muffins would be very good right now. And that's all you get out of that. Those rolls.
Yeah, he's almost like, I've always liked to drink muffins. I'm a big fan of muffins. I have whole selection of muffins that I got from that guy. Used to spend all my time in his kitchen making muffins.
Void is shaking his head. We're gonna have to do this the more painful way, I guess. I'm sorry, Ivar. He just reaches his hand out and does this huge clap. And there is this, like, ringing pain that seems to come from your physical body. I need you to make a will essence check. It is still a DC 10, but no threshold other than the automatic one. Threshold 1, of course. Only pain you will you find. And annoying
What was
his
the
use of
you
an
said target was
is.
10? You said the target was 10 again?
10, yeah. And annoying his use of anastrophes is. Annoying it very is. Off it pisses me.
Wait, Ivar gets one more roll.
Ooh.
He has 2 degrees of success on this, like, mark of pain.
Well, that is not the only successes that we can account for, since Void is trying to help. Hey, look at that. Whoa. He'll use a little bit of luck and just count that one. Jesus. So, you've got a total of 6 successes with this particular check, because Void managed to add 4 more. But you suddenly go whoop like that, and you come refocusing back in. Make that sanity check again, please.
$56.
Okay, well under. You come back to it, and you're suddenly grounded again, and you're stuck inside of this room still, but you can feel your body starting to shift and move. Void's like, good, there we go. Sorry, my friend. I'll get you out of this.
Void, and Ivar just kind of looks at him. Void, And Ivar tries to like reality shift. He goes, my reality shift does not work here.
It's because you're not in reality. You're trapped inside your own head. Stand still for a moment. He ends up reaching his hand out. Yeah?
Ivar was just curious if his true faith will work here.
You're not in the physical format. True faith is going to guard who you are as a whole in the physical world. Nothing here works.
Not here in the mental.
Right, because you're just in your own mind. So you're completely castrated.
Got it. So Ivar's just like, thank you for the help, VoIP. We're pretty fucked right now, aren't we?
If we don't get you free, yes. He ends up tapping this strange, hyper-thin field that's around your person, and you can see these infinitesimal and multiplicitous cracks just coming around you until it finally just comes apart and shatters into this glittery dust. Until you're just kind of standing there and you can finally move again.
These aren't real.
It's your own
Void.
image of yourself.
How do I get back?
He's just like this. He just grabs a hold of your like robe collar, and you just feel like breath enter, and your eyes snap open. You've got light sitting over the top, and there's huge rumblings going around in this whole in the whole area as things have just obviously gone completely to shit.
And I presume Ivar's danger sense has just shot through the roof.
Yeah, it's maximized for sure.
Much like the music.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Ivar's danger sense is now at a level
Maximized.
Yep.
It has been maximized. Does he know where the danger is?
Oh, absolutely.
from this crapper?
It's above ground in
Everywhere.
the main office, dilapidated office building there.
You just see Ivar sit there, and he's like, and his aura of his true faith comes on. Will Ivar be allowed a movement and an attack in this?
This was basically busting out was the action that you had
Was
to take.
his-
Yeah, so we got to flip it back around to the top here. All right. Let's see here. We've got... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't like it when he does that.
Counts.
All right. So, Agent X, he comes from what?
Thanks, Scott. Go on.
Mr. Anderson.
Right?
Yeah. I need you to make a combat sense awareness, sir.
Another one. Nice.
$29.
Okay. And I gotta find out if he's... No, okay. So the explosion rocks the whole structure. You're immediately getting warnings in your own head about the fact that you guys are causing a lot of destruction in this place, and it seems like some of the actual structure is going to buckle overhead if there's any more serious impact that comes from it. While you're thinking about that, you suddenly realize that your enemy is directly behind you, as he has managed to do the same thing as he did before, looking rather undamaged, and he ends up unleashing his own attacks.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see here, I gotta make sure and check this out.
Who unleashed his own attacks?
The sightless one is attacking Agent X.
Oh, okay.
You feel this pulse coming from behind him, or from behind you as you turn around, which is what made the indication. You realize that something is happening. You feel the material in and around your person become shifted and in flux. There are multiple attacks coming your way, so I need you to roll 3 separate dodges or parries. Make 3 different defenses.
So he's going to do dodge,
Okay.
and for cinematic purposes,
He's gonna do a pirouette.
It'll be him blinking, right?
Okay.
Because I like that concept. Okay, 28, 29, 34.
Oh yeah. You win ties, and then this. Okay, so, right. Yikes. All right, so I go ahead. The first one of them happens to be this spearing something. You see the emergence of what looks to be the greenish, dark, almost obsidian crystal illuminated from some unknown source within it, as it comes hurtling for you, but coming across the ground, becoming rough and sort of natural crystalline. And then when it spikes up, you end up taking the first impact in the chest, but you end up managing to juke the other two as spikes continue to follow you in and around the room. So, in this case, you will take... You said 35, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 25 points of damage from that one blow, and then you also need to roll your integrity again.
Okay. So I'll put 25 damage down.
Yep.
Whoo! Yeah. I forget he's glass cannon-y, like.
He's not dead, is he?
No, well, here's the... No, he's half health.
Okay.
No, it's the running 3.5 is crunchier. You feel it.
Yeah.
So if you remember, yeah, I like the changes. I really do. I hate you for it, but I like the changes. I'm rolling an roll 1d100.
It's one, yeah, D100. Yep. Wow. Your armor integrity holds. So even though you got speared in this particular way, the damage is somewhat superfluous, but you can still feel the impact of what's going on. So you get knocked, but you manage to stop it from becoming any kind of serious issue.
Now, is the null magic 55% doing anything?
In this case, this isn't magic. This is something entirely supernatural. So,
oh, okay. Well, I mean that pairs with. I mean, because the thing is, the way I took him, it was as a base model.
Yeah.
That got corrupted, so that's why he doesn't have occult knowledge. So now he's just being confused.
Yeah. So, yeah, you definitely felt the impact on that, and it's one of those things where you're like, whoops.
Oh, how'd you do that, Scott?
I typed it in my background and put a new background.
Well, okay. Fine.
Special Agent Leon Barrick retired. Nice. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, that hurt. So you're going to have to rethink your strategy for sure, because that is becoming a problem. And everybody will notice the fact that the structure and materia of the area has become vastly untenable. Right. So, Riv, it is your show now.
Okay. You said the structure of the area is untenable? Is that the
It's
word?
becoming that way. It seems to be in flux. You can see certain things happening, fluctuations that are familiar. You're seeing that strange glowing black and dark crystal with that greenish hue to it that you've recognized from before.
Let's see here. So based on what X said, and based on what she felt when she first attacked, she's going to do a tactics roll to kind of figure out her next best option.
Go for it.
Because now that everyone else is here and all the impacts and stuff, she's got, even though she's going to do whatever comes to mind first, she's still going to try being smart. Impulsive does not mean idiotic.
No, impulsive does not mean stupid necessarily.
1d10. Let's see, tactics is... There you go, 17.
Nice.
Okay. He is, so at this point, close-up combat is very dangerous. After having watched what happened to Agent X just a moment ago, it's clear that he's taking a moment to soak in the fact that something just happened. And Agent X is extremely potent on the battlefield, so you're already taking that into account. Not to mention the fact that you guys have been pummeling him, and it seems like there's very little to no damage, or he's able to get out of the way very quickly. So he's a lot more powerful than when you guys left him last. Something's changed. So you're going to have to come up with some kind of big idea, something that's going to make it much more simple for you guys to manage.
Hold him in place.
And drop
Touch
the
him.
building on him.
Well, we did that before. I
No,
did.
no. They did it to us. It's only fair that we do it to them. I'm just
Okay.
saying it would be poetic.
So what she's going to do. Actually, this might work. Okay, so what she's going to do is she's going to deactivate her sort of super strength. So she wants to keep the granite skin because the full body magic armor feels good.
Interesting.
I bet.
But she's going to heave her right gauntlet at the enemy, and it's
Okay.
going to into the golem.
Going Gollum. Nice.
Yeah. So she's going to try. Okay.
Talking robot.
Equals. I have 1 rune left. Ivar not being on the battlefield has hurt her power level a bit.
Yeah.
I've actually gone through almost all of my runes, which is awesome. But the goal of the golem is not to do as much damage, but to try and lock this guy down. And she's gonna take the fact of that the iron golem is basically magical resistance incarnate, and also just if it dies, it'll just come back, kind of thing. So that's the goal. Bill, I love that.
Your ad here.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And then, so the throw is the one action, and then the
Yep.
second is her left, and she's gonna just shoot fire bolts at it, or I mean magical bolts at it,
Okay.
and that's gonna be 2 melee attacks from that. So, pew pew.
All right. Gollum is out, and you hear the clunk, 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 clunk as it's going across because you just hurl this thing, and it rolls into view in that 5-foot mechanical gear shifting sort of way, and you have that sort of like dark, brassy, like metallic look to it, and it just comes rolling right at him, starts basically trying to distract him. All right. What's your attacks for the bolts?
I'm writing them out right now.
Okay.
Let's see, it's 8 plus 17. Oh, okay, I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay.
So this is the re-roll. Well, that doesn't help if I put exclamation point instead of a 1. Okay, that's better. And then this is the second attack. Okay, so kind of low, but that's okay.
Let me see. Come on. There we go.
Bill, did you write down the D4 thing for your Thunderclash?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to
It's gonna-
remember that as a mechanism when I'm writing the rulebook.
Okay. Yeah.
So your 2 bolts go in there. Your golem is throwing fists as fast as it possibly can, doing a fairly decent job, I might add. Even landing. Oh, actually, no. Wow, Jesus, it's keeping him busy. You can see him just kind of moving and shifting. He's ducking behind all of these things as it's throwing a flurry of martial arts style attacks, most of which seem to be very familiar to you. And now you realize that it actually needs to use this, given the fact that it's, fighting an opponent that can't just get smashed like some of the other ones have. You release the 2 bolts. They manage to make contact, but they dissipate right as they make contact to his body. You don't really notice if there's anything else going on, so there seems to be something else happening as well. Oh yeah, I gotta flip back. Brah.
Okay, so let me just Alright, I gain all my mana back that I just used.
You got mana sink?
No, my magic bolts, whenever I hit, I recharge my mana.
Oh.
I roll 1d4, and based on that, I get that mana back.
They're like vampiric.
Yeah, basically
Mana
enables
bolts.
the fact that she's got like SFR, but she manages to get it back if she makes
Right.
contact with her target.
Oh, I like that.
I'd like to at some point make it so
I
that
need
the magic is
bolts
actually
like that.
higher use,
Yeah.
because it's only right now it's only 1 magic mana. I'd love to be able to boost that up so that like I actually use my mana, so I actually have to hit my shots to recharge.
Sure.
Because right now I could like fire off 1 or like 4 shots, and then suddenly I can just get all back with 1 hit. And that's not balanced.
You're good. Well, and this was also just kind of like me throwing stuff into the wind too.
Yeah,
before we
this
had a
is
chance
way
to
back.
back.
This is like a
2
year
years ago.
So
Yeah.
2 years ago. Was it 2 years? God damn.
Yeah, close to it. Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Yep.
Writing it down.
All right, Draven starts drilling shots. He's trying to take a wide angle, trying to put himself so he's not putting himself in line of fire with anybody who's friendly, and starts laying shots out. There we go. And they coincide with Ooh, okay. 3. Oh, alright. Alright. One of these shots manages to penetrate whatever field is surrounding him and actually causes him to jerk back as the golem keeps pressing that advantage. Now he's being pushed further into the building here, and Dravis' shots were fired well. 1 misses, 3 make contact, 2 of which dissipate, and 1 makes an actual hit. Da-da-da-da-da. Right. Okay. Yeah. And you can see that there's kind of like a bit of a hissing sound that comes from that. Okay, nice. Not too bad, not too bad. But he is taking this, all of this impact, all of this damage with great ease so far. Okay. When Agent X, you go.
Okay. So how he's away from the target at this point.
Yeah, well, the target's being pressed to your right, further back into the building. He's away from you now, but he's being pressed by that golem as it's laying into him relentlessly.
Can he... Well, so he wants to do a tactics roll
Sure.
to find the best position to kind of herd the target where it can't get out the building.
Right.
He's already silently messaged, like, text to Barrick about,
Yeah.
dropping the building.
Yep.
Like, drop the building,
It's, like,
get out of
popped
here.
up on my marquee.
Yeah.
So he'd already sent up that marquee, which
Message
was kinda,
from X. Drop
Yeah.
this building.
You got mail. So tactics, what was my tactics? Tactics is 15. $24 tactics
Okay.
to find the best herding position, because what he's going to do is he's going to move quickly into a side position in a good firing range, and he's going to fire off 3 quick blasts of his projectile.
Okay. So where the golem is starting to press him back towards this building here, as he's throwing blow after blow after blow after blow, is probably going to be the best thing, because it's pushing him away from everybody in the group, on top of the fact that it's pushing him towards the corner and back of the building. So kind of now is the opportunity if you're trying to collapse something or do something like that.
Okay. So X internally on the line. So he's like it's like a mechanical subvocalization,
Yeah.
so that everyone hears on those comms, but it's not him talking physically.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yep.
So in everyone's ears, and I guess is Ivar back at this point?
He will be as soon as we get to the bottom of the row here.
Okay, so he blasts on all, like basically in the comm secure channel, goes, I am herding him into a central position. Prepare to extricate from the facility. We do not understand the target.
Oh, so he's preparing to leave? Or preparing to make it so we can escape?
So, yeah, so he's basically, I'm going to pour some luck into that one.
We're gonna hit him with a building.
We're going to hit him with the building.
We're gonna start having to do like interplanetary strikes. Like
Well, you know,
Hey, nuke him from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Marco Zanaro style.
Interesting reference.
Okay, so 32, 32, and 25.
Okay. And you're aiming at support structures, not him, correct?
I'm aiming at him to keep him contained. I'm
Right.
trusting it because I want to keep him off balance.
Right.
I've already told him I can take out support structures.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I feel like the building's not going to do it.
All right. So
He's just like, oh, this
one
is
of
annoying.
no, actually, never mind. No, the second one hits. First one, the first, it's miss hit miss. So like you're just like firing these shots. They go screaming along. He jukes the first one completely, ducking back past another like punching blow from the golem as it's doing a left hook, and then the second shot makes impact, striking him dead in the chest. The golem still pressing, ducks, and you can see him just move out of the way of the third shot. So what was the damage on the plasma ejector
30,
bolts?
30 AP mundane, AP magic, scorch.
Right.
So he's been hit with 3 scorch attacks. So there's some penalties he's got going on. Now, just a quick question: when he's using scorch damage, does that stack the pain penalties, or is it just a flat?
It
one?
adds a 1 to everything, so he's always at a 1. If he's suffering from pain, he's got a 1 higher than he normally would be, which is
Okay.
already pretty devastating.
Okay. I was just thinking of an evil way to boost that skill. Just to pump points into increasing the pain penalties. Oh, that'd be a good debuff. I gotta think about that one.
All right. Yeah, so he's taking these impacts. He takes that one, kind of does a roll tumble. He's just kind of looking down at himself. There's a bit of, again, that sort of strange, like, vigorous sense of bloodlust that just kind of comes over him. And, he's still having to deal with the frickin' golem, who's just basically on attack mode, trying to keep him on his toes. All right, Barrick. He's at a good distance from you now. You're looking at probably about 120 feet. He's been pressed back, and you're, because you even jumped backwards to kind of get out of range of your own rockets. But that is not necessarily a problem for you, given the fact that you have plenty of long-range options. I would say mid-range, because this is not long.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, switch. Barrick's gonna switch to the plasma because everyone's kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
We've been herding him toward that corner, and I don't know. The plasma does damage to structures as well.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I'm gonna go full clip.
You're just
I've
gonna
got-
unload the whole bitch, huh?
I'm just gonna
All right,
make it go dry.
all right. I think you've got a whole 100
It'd be like
rounds
a
in that
desert.
E-cell.
I can do 100. It holds 100.
Yeah. So, oh man, you're melting it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see those shots just for the sake of aiming, but you're basically forsaking anything else to execute this task. So, I'm saying that you're basically just putting
Yeah.
all your focus into this.
So rifle. I'm gonna throw a little arcane action on there too. Just
Oh
for fun.
Jesus, yes. Not like magic hasn't been thrown around a little bit or anything.
All right. So, okay, let me see. I'll do that first. Arcane capacitor will check target 7. Oh my god! My brain just stopped how to do a will check. Did you watch that? My brain just stopped how to do a will check.
Beep-doop, like.
Okay. Oh, I didn't write the target. So I got 1. I have Iron Will, so I have 1 success. And roll the explode. Oh damn. Okay.
Roll it again. What was the target?
7.
You
And
have 3 degrees of success.
so, and then I have an Iron Will.
Right.
Yeah,
So
the
I get-
2 plus the Iron Will is 3.
Yeah. All right. So 3 degrees of success on my arcane capacitor.
Right.
Each success is plus 10 arcane damage applied to that.
So
bullet.
30 per bolt. So that's they're what, 65, 66? What was it?
They are 60 damage.
Right. So
On
you're
the
doing you're doing 90 damage
I'm just
a bolt.
melting the building.
Yeah. What you're doing is you're hitting these support structures. That's 9,000 damage across the board.
Yeah. So
Holy shit.
attack 1.
It's
attack
one.
2,
Yeah, I was gonna say you're just gonna burst to
attack
get those
3.
support structures. Holy
Yep.
shit
Oh, and
balls!
attack 4. So there you go. I'm not gonna spend the luck to. Oh, I'll spend 1 luck to bump that so it's not a fail.
All right.
So I'm like, okay, everybody clear? And just like laser cutting down the building.
Yeah, you're just like that, just going all the way across. One pillar, you slag it at an angle. The next one, you slag it at the opposite angle. There's another pillar that you end up getting at the back end of it, and you end up pulling your fire up, just kind of hitting some of the actual the ceiling area in there. It does not take long. These plasma bolts sever straight through concrete and steel in such a way that you can actually see the smoke coming out of it. Everything's cherry red. There is a rather disconcerting creaking noise right before everything else happens.
Oh. Alright. Time to leave.
Alright, so there's no telling exactly how the structure will completely collapse, and you guys are pulling one hell of a dangerous move being in the place that you're collapsing. So, what's everybody
And then
going
Ivar's-
to...
Come on, Ivar, blink us out of here.
Yeah.
And in walks Ivar.
The dude. Thor dude, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
It's gonna be
how much of
Thivar.
this is it safe to say that Ivar is aware of Ivar?
5R.
Or is Ivar walking in for comedic effect right now?
Alright, so, you're emerging out of here. Things are going to shit quick. Most of this is actually still covered in lots of smoke from recent explosions. You see multiple craters. And you're catching the last bit of the laser show from where Barrack was just unloading his entire EMAG into all of these pillars. And, you can roll your danger, or you don't even need to roll that, but your danger sense indicates there's danger here, and then it kind of goes around the building over your head at this point, realizing that there is now a sort of environmental threat that is starting to occur.
Ivar just kind of in a thought to Void. He's like, Void, are you still in my head?
You actually hear him from behind you. He's like, I'm still here. What do you want?
And is he, since he can pinpoint the danger, is he aware that is Ivar aware that the outsider is here on the premise?
Oh, you know
in
exactly
all of
where
this?
he's at. He's like
Okay.
all the way at the far end of the building. You are detecting, like I said, with your maxed out danger sense, big threat at the back of the building, another major threat happening over your head.
Got it. Just making sure. It's just clear.
Yep.
Ivar's looking at Void. Goes, Void. Would it be better idea to go defensive or offensive here? Ivar, shield our minds, or perhaps you can help me.
You feel this
hold
like
that
sudden
son
like
of a
drag
bitch
as you're
still.
like as you're talking. It's just like, we don't have time to talk about this in person. Either make your decision or forget it. We're either going to be collapsed on or something else, but choose.
And Ivar looks up at the building and goes, huh. And he just kind of gets on comms. He goes, do you guys need a way out of here?
Everyone.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Ivar
Affirmative,
is
he says.
going to just teleport, and in sort of a blink, he's going to try to blink teleport the groups out of there.
Okay.
As he tries to explain what's going on.
Closer we get to 10 o'clock, the goofier we get.
Absolutely. What is Ivar's target here to
It's
teleport
going to be a
this?
9. You're teleporting a lot of different people, and you can get yourself out of here. You actually have a sense of because you can mold the reality to be hospitable wherever you go. So 9.
Ivar can save Ivar.
What'd you get?
1 degree.
Have you no luck in anything left?
No, I
He's not
burned
had
it all
luck for a
last
while.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's funny is that you are attempting to do that, you're concentrating, and Void's like, okay, I guess. And just, he kind of comes out from behind where you're at.
I would love it if Ivar was like, hello, oh shit, zoop, and just left.
Just like Loki, when he grabbed the Tesseract, just
I
Yeah.
mean, Barrick said leave. I left.
Right.
All right.
You know.
So you're like
liquor
trying to
store
teleport.
next door.
I don't know. So honestly, let's see here. We have Dravis, Ivar, Scott, Bill, Riv. That's 5. If it rolls a 6, nobody goes. So 3. Yeah. It was Ivar.
Like, Ivar can go, we're all fast
Scott,
enough to
Riv.
beat
Yeah.
feet.
So Riv, you're like blink, like you go out.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ivar's saving Riv first of all of anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of wound up that way. So
Oh, we
yeah,
actually already talked about that.
so yeah, she gets blinked out of here. But meanwhile, and I have to switch gears for just a second here before this pops off. There's going to be an easier way to do this someday. There we go. Boink. Alright, so you're stuck in this position now where Riv disappears. And you're kind of like trying to, like everybody's trying to get a bearing on what's going on. Void is just standing there, and he's raising his arms up, and he can see the ground and that same sort of terrain becoming much more like crystallized coming from his person. Again, changing the terrain of this whole combat to try and not get anybody more in danger than that they already were. There are like jutting structures that come up and suspend the ceiling and hold it above. They go flying out and start capturing areas where people have been kind of spread out, and over the top of your main area it goes holding this up, and he's just kind of suspended like this. What happens right after that is that the building definitely collapses from where you guys are actually trying to target. The golem kind of rolling out of the way, trying to get from that position. So you guys managed to pull that off. There is this massive influx of like air that goes pushing out, and debris just gets shoved up as this blade of crystal comes jutting up from where you guys see him, or where he was standing, and then it just parts, coming apart like this, shoving all of the debris and parts of the building. More of the structure collapses, and you can see more of that crystalline again, kind of pushing out from where the sightless one is standing. And same grin, same expression, and he just goes, I was really hoping for this. I can't wait. Let's go! Like that, and you hear like a clash of energy between the two different, you could almost say the two different concepts of intent, as they basically bash against each other, and now they're kind of stuck in this whole thing, but you guys are going to have an opportunity to do something about it the moment that this happens, because the air kind of shifts and becomes almost whirlwind-like as it's kind of pushing things around, and it's just the whole atmosphere has changed. The building is becoming to warp, the material is starting to convert, there is a lot of flux. Everybody gets that sort of weird feeling like whenever you go down a hill and your stomach kind of lands in your throat for a second before you level off. There's that sensation that everybody kind of gets. And even for you, Riv, you're on the outside of the building, and you watch this superstructure emerge and just shove a whole bunch of crap out of the way, and the building on that corner has been completely demolished. You're hearing people on the streets on the outside of the building freaking the hell out. You hear some people scream, some person who's too drunk to realize what's going on just drops his beverage, staring at everything out, he's just kind of like
we're parting the veil.
And then there's that cacophony of noise that just slams into everybody's head. And you're feeling that same exact pressure as well, as there's a pop. And you can see that there are now massive conflicts of physical and chaotic reality, both trying to overturn and take each other over. And you can see your own world kind of flickering back and forth as chaos and the prime material plane are in conflict. And that's pretty much where you guys are at right now, as these two cosmic forces are now beginning to push against each other, leaving your enemy open for other kinds of attacks, most likely. So Void will be trying to do what he did before.
Cannon! It's in the magic duffel bag, just waiting.
Right?
I have a question here.
Yeah.
Just for things. When we blinked out, so Riv is now outside the building. Barrick, Agent X are still in the building. Ivar is presumably right next to Riv right now.
I think Ivar, you didn't come with me.
Yeah, you didn't come. You just sent her out.
When you rolled the teleport, you got one, and one was Riv.
Yep, you sent her out into safety. She's out of the building.
Once again, Riv's gonna save us all.
I need I need magic. I need a way to recharge my runes on my own.
You had a way. It was called Ivar.
On my own.
Yeah, it was called Ivar. Is Ivar able to just discern by looking at this that these two chaotic forces are playing off of each other?
You recognize the fact that Void is now trying to eat the majority of the Sightless One's concentration. And so they are now in conflict for reality itself, causing all kinds of warping and flux, because you can see that the control is trying to be taken by Sightless, and Void is trying to do the same thing. And so that battle is happening in this funky border where you can just see energy rippling out and crackling light. That's where these two realities are in conflict, but it's causing everything around that in this bifurcated bubble to sort of shake. And like I said, this dilapidated building is now not just dilapidated, it's absolutely destroyed. The back half, that was where everybody had put their backs to, is about the only piece that's standing now. But it's got all of the exposed floors. There were about 3 floors, and so that has collapsed out in front, leaving the back end untouched. But it's also been reinforced by the massive superstructuring that Void had put into place.
Got it.
Yeah. Right now, there's definitely distraction.
We're just redecorating downtown.
All we do is we're coming across 10 o'clock. Is Ivar looks at all of this and shouts to Barrick, "Get the trap."
Fascinating. And then, of course, we have to hang it at another cliffhanger.
So I like the new character sheet with the damage mechanics on the armor.
Yeah.
It played out really smoothly.
Well, and then
Nice.
having the armored risk of breaking too is also kind of interesting.
I mean, that came from the discussions of needing to make the combat feel more visceral.
Yeah.
And because that's the thing is, X is at half health. He took a hit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though.
Looks like somebody got to
Powerhouse.
put some points
What about-
into pain tolerance and thick skin.
Well, like Grayley, Covey, like, what do you think about like the way that that's structured over? Since you guys are kind of like in the middle of it too, I'm curious. Like, does it, Yeah. Well, I mean, this is how we always end it off. It's always like this.
Well, actually, the Grayley had some really good feedback.
Yeah.
She was saying that we should probably make our pictures bigger,
Yeah.
and also instead of using the
Gotta find the
overlay
real
that says
estate.
who's talking,
Yep.
if you could just put text on the scene, right? You
Yeah.
should have some text for each one of us and just rearrange it each week so it's on top of us.
Yeah, I'd have to rearrange
Kind of
it
like
in
what's
live because it never arranges
Yeah.
in the same way twice. I would have
That's
to
what
sit
I
there
mean.
and
Like
futz
your
with
scene
it.
would have to, yeah, just for a second, you'd have to rearrange it. That'd be
Mhm.
the first thing you do on the stream, because that's good feedback.
Yeah.
I was noticing there's not really a good way to see the connection between who's talking and who's who.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Well, in
difficult.
my,
and,
Who people are.
yeah. Yep.
And my icon doesn't match my other like
I guess
I
it's probably got to
changed
be
my
refreshed.
server.
Yeah.
avatar, so it's really funny.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that we don't need to have the roll results so huge, so that's how you can get some real estate back.
Yes. Names
Or
and
maybe
faces
make
for
it so
sure.
there's like just one or two results at a time.
Mhm.
Like. so you
Yeah,
can
I
make
could
it
probably.
smaller.
Well, actually, I can't collapse. See, that's the problem with that window is that the size that it's at is the smallest it gets.
Was that right?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so that chat window is as big as it is because it has to be. I can't make it any smaller.
There must be some other tools out there that get.
Yeah, see, that's
Okay.
the problem is that the real estate is really difficult to manage. I want the stuff in there, but I don't know how to make it fit whenever certain things can't move.
Right.
You can't overlay.
Well, they can be on top of each other, but he's already kind of hurting for space.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Well, we've got this upper right hand corner that I could probably do something with, but I don't know how.
I think you can get rid of the chat bubbles, make
Mhm.
your face or make your logo a little bit smaller, and then maybe we can shrink that over, and you can drag the whole big window, make it bigger. The
Yeah,
people window.
And we could futz with that whenever you're around this upcoming weekend too.
Well, yeah. I mean, having 6 people on here lets you see exactly how big it's going to be, though.
Yeah.
So this is.
Well, I know exactly how big it's going to be regardless. Like I
Oh,
can
okay.
visualize that in my head. That's not a problem.
Okay. Cool. So it's a good stream.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grayley and Covey for around. I know Covey's just lurking, but still,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
We need a lurker. Thank you.
Yeah, I also get really loud, so hopefully I'm not just like yelling into the.
I didn't think you peaked. I didn't hear any microphone peaks.
Yeah, no. Just screeching out at everybody. All right.
We'll save the screeching for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hell of a lot of fun. What the hell? Oh.
So our game is called Shadows.
Yeah.
It's a cyberpunk supernatural D10 based role-playing game.
And
Very
this is the
content.
kind of crazy shit you'll be able to get into when you've been into it for 2 years.
Mhm.
I love when we'll be able to start like fully from street level. Like,
Oh,
'cause
and
we
we are.
got pretty quickly into like cosmic evil.
Yeah. Oh, and it's gonna be interesting to watch you guys advance or to like adjust your play styles whenever that starts to happen. Fucking megaphone into the microphone.
We'll have to take a cue from Bill. Bill, how many characters have you had now? Each
Ouch.
stronger than the last? Come on, they each keep
Next
getting
season
I
on
learned-
Shadows.
I learn and I grow after each death.
But what I like to pretend is that each character looks the exact same.
Yeah, it's just the
And-
same guy come back. And...
Yeah.
What Agent X is actually one of the lost personalities.
Oh god.
No, that X is your like 22,000-year-old
Alter ego.
dude who died from like taking a helicopter fire to the face.
Yeah, the AV that pelted him.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, well, he also got wiped out
Yes.
by one of those outsider freak shows that was running around.
I had
ladies-
the worst roll. That roll
Ladies and gentlemen,
could not have been more
it's-
catastrophic.
You can put a lot of heart into your characters and have them wiped out in an instant.
Yeah, but it's legit. I mean,
Too legit to
It's
quit.
The dice told the roll that day. I mean, that's exactly what happened.
And ultimately, yeah. All of our characters have had moments where the dice have been our friend, and at times when the dice want to put us on a knee. And
yeah,
that's the beauty of this game and the storytelling that comes with it.
absolutely. Alrighty then. Well, I think, yeah, that is our broadcast day. So I will go ahead and say goodnight to dear viewers, and I'll be coming back on, of course, next week. And yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday. Y'all have a good night.